What if faith was not merely believing in the unseen, but rather the very science of activating the impossible? Consider this deeply. Is it simply a hopeful whisper in the dark, or is it a disciplined force, a precise method for bending reality to your will? Too many view faith as a gentle solace, a serene harbor in tumultuous times, a quiet acceptance of what might be. But I tell you, and let this truth resonate within your very core, faith, true, applied faith, is the turbo engine for your grandest ambitions, the very catalyst that propels desire into tangible achievement. Yet, the critical question remains, does it not? How precisely does one ignite such a formidable engine? How does one harness this power that seems to elude so many, that remains shrouded in misunderstanding for the masses? Here, in this exploration, we shall embark on a journey of profound discovery, a journey that will forever alter your understanding of this most potent of human faculties. We are not here to discuss passive beliefs, the inherited dogmas, or the mere intellectual assent to abstract ideas. No. We are here to uncover a far more dynamic, a far more actionable truth, the power of an ardent, unwavering conviction. This is the conviction that, once grasped, once mastered, becomes the formidable springboard for any audacious objective you dare to conceive. Do you grasp the magnitude of this distinction? It is the profound difference between merely wishing for a better outcome and actively, intelligently commanding its arrival, between passively hoping and aggressively, strategically moving towards your desired reality. For centuries, the most accomplished individuals, those who carved new paths, who redefined what was thought possible, operated with an understanding of faith that transcended superficial interpretation. Think of the towering figures who shaped our world, the relentless inventors who saw beyond the limitations of their time, conceiving machines that defied gravity or harnessed unseen forces, the visionary entrepreneurs who built empires from nascent ideas, persisting where others faltered, their vision unclouded by the doubts of others, the athletes who shattered records pushing the boundaries of human performance, seeing victory before it manifested, the artists who brought forth masterpieces from the depths of their imagination, translating inner vision into outer form. What hidden principle unified their diverse achievements? What unseen force propelled them beyond doubt, beyond opposition, beyond the inevitable setbacks that plague every great endeavor, often driving others to surrender? It was not luck. It was not random chance. It was certainly not some ethereal, indefinable magic. It was a unique, often unarticulated yet consistently applied understanding of what we shall redefine and explore as faith. They understood, perhaps intuitively through repeated success, perhaps through disciplined study of universal laws, that faith is fundamentally a deliberate state of mind, a strategic posture one consciously adopts, an essential tool in the arsenal of anyone committed to extraordinary realization. It is not an emotion to be waited for, but a psychological construct to be built, an internal technology that allows the mind to conceive of success, to truly believe in its absolute attainability, and to thereby activate the corresponding mental and physical forces necessary to bring that success into being. To dismiss faith as mere superstition is to willingly blind oneself to one of the most powerful, most consistent principles of organized effort and achievement ever discovered. It is to deny the very mechanism by which persistent, emotionally charged thought translates into its physical equivalent. Are you prepared to look beyond the superficial and recognize the scientific rigor in this principle? Prepare yourself, therefore, to strip away the accumulated layers of misunderstanding surrounding this concept. Prepare to liberate faith from the confines of rigid dogma, from the comfortable but limiting definitions imposed by tradition, and elevate it to its rightful place as a universal principle of success, accessible to every individual, regardless of their background, their current station in life, or their present circumstances. We shall not speak of faith as a vague virtue to be admired from a distance, or a fleeting feeling that comes and goes. Rather, we will present it as a skill to be meticulously developed, diligently practiced, and strategically deployed with the precision of an engineer. Does a master architect merely wish for a magnificent structure to appear? Or does he first envision it with absolute clarity, believe in its possibility down to the last detail, and then apply his skill, his knowledge, and his unwavering conviction until the grand form emerges from the raw materials? The answer, upon reflection, becomes strikingly clear, does it not? This video is not merely an explanation, it is a profound invitation. An invitation to redefine your internal compass, to recalibrate your mental machinery, to understand with a clarity you may never have experienced that your external world is an undeniable reflection, a precise mirror of the conviction you hold within. The journey ahead will demand your focused attention, your willingness to question deeply ingrained preconceived notions, and your courage to embrace a new, powerful paradigm of personal power. We are venturing into the very foundations of human accomplishment, dissecting the fundamental mental attitude that precedes all significant achievement. If you truly desire to move beyond the ordinary, to transcend the limitations you currently perceive, then you must first understand and master this profound, yet tragically misunderstood principle. Are you prepared to confront your own mental architecture, to examine its weaknesses and strengths, and then consciously rebuild it on the unshakable foundation of a deliberate, conscious, and active faith? The answers you seek lie not in external searching, but in internal understanding, meticulous preparation, and disciplined, consistent application. This is not a path for the merely curious, but for those who yearn for true mastery over their destiny. This is for you, if you are truly ready to see beyond the veil, truly believe in your inherent power, and truly achieve the extraordinary life that awaits your determined command. In this profound exploration, we intend to completely demystify faith, stripping away the layers of conventional understanding and revealing its true, potent essence. This is not a discussion about passive beliefs, the kind that merely accepts what is told without active engagement or critical thought. No, our focus here is on something far more dynamic, far more actionable, an ardent, unyielding conviction. Understand this distinction deeply. A passive belief is a whisper, an ardent conviction is a roaring fire, consuming doubt, fueling action, and illuminating the path to your desired reality. This conviction, when truly understood, when fully embraced and meticulously mastered, serves as the most powerful springboard for any audacious objective you dare to set for yourself. Is it not time to transcend mere hope and step into the realm of absolute certainty regarding your capabilities? We are delving into the hidden principles that underpinned the successes of the greatest minds throughout history, the architects of progress, the visionaries who defied conventional wisdom. Consider the tireless inventors whose unwavering belief in the unseen blueprint of their creations drove them through countless failures until their inventions materialized. Ponder the industrial titans and shrewd leaders who, against all odds, forged empires from sheer will and an unshakable belief in their mission. Reflect on the athletes who pushed the boundaries of human performance, seeing themselves victorious long before the final bell, their faith in their own training and potential unwavering. Meditate on the profound contributions of artists who, despite initial skepticism and hardship, brought forth masterpieces from the depths of their souls, because they held an absolute conviction in the value and integrity of their inner vision. Each of these individuals, in their unique domains, harnessed a specific form of what we call faith, not as a religious doctrine, but as an intrinsic mental faculty to manifest the extraordinary. Their achievements were not accidents of fortune, but direct consequences of a principle they understood and applied, perhaps instinctively, perhaps through rigorous discipline. Therefore, prepare to fundamentally redefine your understanding of faith. It is not merely a virtue to be admired, a quality one either possesses or lacks, a gift bestowed by external forces. Instead, I propose that you consider faith as an undeniable skill. A skill that can be developed, honed, and strategically applied, much like the skill of a master artisan or a brilliant strategist. Just as a sculptor learns to see the form within the stone and then meticulously carves it out, so too can you learn to see your desired future with such vivid clarity and certainty that your mind begins to sculpt your reality accordingly. This perspective shifts the locus of control entirely. It moves faith from an external, unpredictable phenomenon to an internal, controllable, and immensely powerful tool residing within you. Do you now begin to perceive the monumental implications of this redefinition? This principle operates regardless of your personal theology or spiritual inclinations. It is a universal law of mental causation. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, responds not to our wishes, but to our definitive thoughts, our deeply held convictions, and our unwavering persistence, particularly when imbued with emotional intensity. Faith, in this context, is the bridge between the intangible thought and the tangible outcome. It is the absolute certainty of expectation. When your mind is steeped in such conviction, it begins to seek, recognize, and attract the necessary elements, the people, the resources, the opportunities that align with your dominant thought. This is not mysticism. This is the practical application of universal laws of thought, energy, and attraction, principles carefully observed and documented over decades of studying successful individuals. So, cast aside any preconceived notions that limit your understanding. Abandon the idea that faith is passive or resigned. Embrace the profound truth that faith is an active, dynamic mental force. It is the unwavering inner belief in the attainability of your definite purpose. It is the absolute knowledge, deep within your core, that what you seek to achieve is not only possible but inevitable, provided you maintain that conviction and act in harmony with it. This kind of faith does not merely hope for good outcomes. It expects them, demands them, and then systematically works towards them with an unyielding resolve. This is the foundation upon which empires are built, innovations are born, and lives are profoundly transformed. Are you ready to stop simply existing and start actively, consciously creating your desired reality, guided by this potent, redefined understanding of faith? This is the critical juncture where aspiration transforms into actualization. We have established that faith is not a passive hope, but an active, cultivated skill, a powerful instrument for shaping your reality. But an instrument, no matter its power, is useless without a clear target, a precise score to play, a definitive blueprint to follow. This brings us to the first, and arguably the most foundational, pillar upon which all true, results-driven faith must be built. The architecture of belief, specifically the definiteness of purpose. Before you can genuinely cultivate faith in something, before you can truly believe in the outcome, you must first possess an absolute, crystal-clear conviction in what you want. Without this foundational clarity, your efforts, no matter how sincere, become scattered, diluted, like sunlight diffused through a cloud. This scattering effect is what I term dispersed faith, a general unfocused optimism that lacks the piercing precision required to manifest concrete results. It is the vague hope that things will get better, rather than the absolute internal command that this specific outcome will manifest. Can you recognize this pattern in your own aspirations? The vast majority of individuals who fail to achieve their grandest designs stumble precisely at this initial crucial juncture. They possess a general desire for success, for happiness, for prosperity, but they have never taken the disciplined step of defining, with surgical precision, exactly what success, happiness, or prosperity looks like for them. Consider your mind not as a rudderless ship drifting aimlessly on an ocean of possibility, but as a sophisticated, incredibly powerful navigation system. This system, your subconscious mind, is exquisitely designed to guide you towards your programmed destination. But what happens if you never input a specific destination? What if your instructions are vague, ambiguous, or constantly changing? The system, though powerful, cannot deliver. It simply wanders, responding to every current and breeze, arriving nowhere definitively. Your faith in such a state becomes a general energy without a specific channel. It is like having an immense reservoir of water without any pipes to direct it to where it is needed most. Such an undirected force, though potentially powerful, yields no concrete result. The champions of achievement, the true masters of their own destiny, understand this implicitly. Their faith begins not with a nebulous wish, but with a meticulously detailed mental blueprint. This is what I call the manifesto of reality. Their desired outcome is not a distant dream. It is an already existing reality within the confines of their mind. They see it, feel it, taste it, hear it, touch it, before it manifests in the physical realm. This level of absolute sensory-rich clarity transforms a mere wish into a powerful, magnetic intention. It is the difference between saying, "I wish I were wealthy," and declaring, "I possess X amount of wealth by Y date, dedicated to Z purpose, and I am now actively engaged in the precise steps to acquire it, knowing that my faith in this plan is unwavering." Do you feel the energetic difference, the profound shift in internal command? This brings us to the vital practice of active visualization. This is far more than simply daydreaming or passively imagining a pleasant future. Active visualization is a conscious, deliberate, and emotionally charged act of mental creation. It requires you to not just imagine your objective, but to feel it. Immerse yourself fully in the sensory experience of achieving your goal. What does success feel like? What emotions flood your being when that purpose is realized? What do you see, hear, taste, touch, and smell in that moment of triumph? Infuse every detail of this mental image with the raw, potent energy of your deepest convictions. When you do this, you are not merely playing a mental game. You are communicating directly with your subconscious mind, bypassing conscious doubt and programming it with the certainty of your desired outcome. You are activating the universal law that states, what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And the believe part begins precisely here, with the absolute, unshakable clarity of what it is you truly wish to achieve. Imagine trying to build a magnificent edifice without a precise architectural plan. What would be the result? Chaos, wasted resources, and ultimately, failure. Your life's grand design is no different. Your faith is the construction crew, your desire is the motivation, but your definite purpose is the indispensable blueprint. Without it, your faith lacks direction, your desire lacks focus, and your efforts are destined to yield fragmented results, if any at all. This is why the first step in cultivating an unshakable faith is to define with uncompromising exactitude what it is you genuinely desire. This definition must be so clear, so precise, so vivid, that it becomes an inescapable obsession, a burning desire that consumes all lesser thoughts and doubts. It must be something you can articulate, write down, and return to daily, allowing it to permeate every fiber of your being. Only then does faith cease to be a vague concept and transform into a potent, directed force capable of moving mountains. Are you ready to pick up your mental pen and draw the definitive map of your extraordinary destiny? The architecture begins now. We have meticulously established the indispensable first principle, the crystal-clear definition of your purpose, the architectural blueprint of your future. You now possess a detailed mental image of your desired destination, etched with precision. But a blueprint, however perfect, remains merely a static drawing without the dynamic force that brings it to life. This brings us to the second, equally vital pillar of unshakable faith, the combustion of conviction, fueled by an ardent desire and infused with profound emotional energy. Understand this fundamental truth. Faith, in its purely intellectual, detached form, is inert. It is a cold, passive observation, devoid of the power to move mountains or to reshape reality. To become a living, breathing, transformative force, faith demands emotional intensity. It requires a burning, consuming desire that ignites every fiber of your being. This is not merely a wish, nor a fleeting hope. This is an all-encompassing obsession, a relentless pursuit that permeates your thoughts, your actions, and your very essence. Without this fervent emotional charge, your faith remains a dormant seed, never germinating into the magnificent tree of achievement. Have you ever truly felt a desire so intense, so overpowering, that it commanded every cell of your being, leaving no room for doubt or hesitation? This is the fertile ground for true conviction. Consider for a moment the temperature of your faith. Is it lukewarm, a tepid inclination easily cooled by the slightest breeze of adversity? A lukewarm desire, alas, is the most common affliction of those who pursue their goals with intermittent effort and ultimately yield to the first significant obstacle. It fails precisely because it lacks the energetic imprint necessary to activate the profound mechanisms of the subconscious mind. The universe, or more accurately, your own internal universe, responds to intensity. A faint signal is lost in the noise. A powerful broadcast commands attention. If your desire is merely a preference, it will be treated as such by your subconscious, a suggestion, easily overridden by inertia or competing thoughts. But when your desire reaches a point of white-hot intensity, fused with an absolute faith in its attainment, you trigger an internal combustion, a powerful reaction that begins to reorder your mental and physical environment. You elevate the temperature of your desire not by forcing it, but by deeply connecting your definite purpose to your most profound emotional needs, to the core values that truly drive your existence, far beyond mere logical wants. What deeper emotional payoff awaits you at your destination? Connect with that feeling. This intense, emotionally charged faith begins to act as a potent force field, a mental magnet radiating a specific frequency into the ether of possibility. This is not some mystical conjecture, but an observable principle of mental magnetism. When your desire is forged in the crucible of fervent emotion and unwavering faith, your subconscious mind, that vast, tireless engine beneath your conscious awareness, begins to orchestrate events, to draw to you the necessary circumstances, the opportune encounters, the vital information, and the insightful ideas that align perfectly with your dominant thought. You begin to perceive opportunities that were always present but previously unnoticed, to attract mentors and collaborators who resonate with your vision, to uncover solutions to challenges that once seemed insurmountable. It is as if the universe itself conspires to bring about that which you hold with such absolute emotional conviction. Have you ever experienced a serendipitous convergence of events that felt almost predestined? Often, such moments are the direct manifestation of a deeply held, emotionally charged desire. Now, a crucial point. The path to any great achievement is rarely smooth. Doubt, that insidious saboteur of ambition, will inevitably rear its head, both from within and without. True conviction, however, does not shy away from doubt. It possesses the alchemical power to transform doubt into additional fuel. External resistance, the skepticism of others, even your own fleeting internal fears, can be reframed not as impediments, but as confirmations that you are pushing beyond conventional boundaries, venturing into territory where the faint-hearted dare not tread. When the world tells you your vision is impossible, impractical, or simply too ambitious, let their doubt solidify your resolve. Let their disbelief serve as a potent reminder of the uniqueness and potential magnitude of your vision. This is not about ignoring doubt or pretending it doesn't exist. It is about transmuting its negative energy, its gravitational pull towards stagnation, into a powerful, defiant affirmation of your chosen path. Your detractors, unwittingly, become secondary sources of energy, their opposition adding to the very momentum of your purpose. Therefore, critically assess the intensity of your desire. Is it a mere flicker, easily extinguished by the slightest inconvenience or discouraging word? Or is it a blazing inferno, consuming all lesser distractions, melting away all resistance, illuminating your path with an unyielding light? The power and effectiveness of your faith are directly proportional to the emotional charge, the fervent, unquenchable desire that you infuse into your definite purpose. Without this combustion, this ardent passion, your architectural blueprint, however brilliant, will forever remain just a plan. Your will must become so dominant, so all-consuming, that it commands the very fabric of reality to conform to its image. This is the pivotal moment where intellect meets emotion, where thought transforms into unstoppable force. We have meticulously forged the blueprint of your destiny, defining with absolute precision the objective you are committed to achieving. We then ignited the furnace of your ambition, stoking an ardent, unquenchable desire, imbuing your purpose with the raw, emotional power necessary to command its manifestation. But even the most brilliant blueprint and the fiercest desire remain mere potentials without a direct, unwavering line of communication to the vast, tireless engine of your subconscious mind. This brings us to the third, indispensable pillar of unshakable faith, the engineering of the mind, autosuggestion as the automatic pilot of faith. Consider your mind not merely as a receptive vessel, but as a sophisticated mental laboratory. Within this sacred space, you are not merely an occupant. You are the chief scientist, the master programmer, the architect of your own internal reality. Every thought you permit to dwell within its chambers, particularly those steeped in emotion and repeated with conviction, becomes an experiment, a hypothesis sent forth to be processed and enacted by the immense power of your subconscious. The critical insight here is this: your subconscious mind operates without judgment. It accepts as truth whatever instructions, whatever beliefs, whatever emotionally charged directives you feed it, whether those directives are positive or negative, empowering or limiting. Are you consciously controlling the input into this incredibly powerful system, or are you allowing random, unfiltered, often destructive thoughts to dictate your destiny? The answer to that question holds the key to your success or your perpetual struggle. This understanding of the subconscious is where the true mastery of autosuggestion emerges. Autosuggestion is simply the process by which you, through repeated thought and emotional conviction, impress upon your subconscious mind the exact nature of your definite purpose. It is the active, deliberate communication between your conscious reasoning mind and the subconscious, which acts as the ultimate executor of your beliefs. If you consistently and emotionally tell yourself that you are incapable, that success is elusive, that obstacles are insurmountable, your subconscious, dutifully and precisely, will orchestrate circumstances to prove you right. Conversely, if you impress upon it, with the same emotional intensity and unwavering belief that your definite purpose is achievable, that you possess the necessary faculties, and that the path to its realization is unfolding, then your subconscious will diligently work, both day and night, to bring those conditions into your reality. Do you now grasp the profound responsibility that accompanies this understanding? You are constantly, whether consciously or unconsciously, programming your own automatic pilot. The common, almost casual approach to affirmations often misses this vital point. Simply reciting "I am rich" or "I am successful," without genuine emotional belief, without a clearly defined mental blueprint of what rich or successful truly means to you, is like whispering a prayer without faith. It lacks the necessary power to penetrate the inner sanctum of your subconscious. We need intelligent affirmations. These are not hollow words. They are precise, emotionally charged commands directly linked to your definite purpose. They must resonate with the clarity of your vision, Pillar 1, and the ardent fire of your desire, Pillar 2. An intelligent affirmation is crafted not just with positive words, but with a vivid, sensory-rich mental image of your objective, infused with the feeling of already possessing it. For instance, instead of a vague "I am successful," consider, "I am now consistently receiving specific amount income by specific date through specific means, providing immense value, feeling the profound satisfaction of financial freedom, and living the life of abundance I have clearly envisioned." Do you feel the difference? The specificity, the emotional texture, the present tense declaration? These are the elements that bypass the conscious sensor and plant the seed deep within the fertile ground of your subconscious. This is the precise language your automatic pilot understands and acts upon. Furthermore, to truly engineer your mind for success, you must master the power of as if. This psychological principle is deceptively simple, yet immensely potent. It instructs you to act, speak, and think as if your desired reality has already manifested. The subconscious mind, being non-discerning, cannot differentiate between a vividly imagined, emotionally charged experience and an actual physical experience. When you consistently behave as if you are already successful, when you carry yourself with the confidence of one who has already achieved their definite purpose, when you make decisions from the perspective of your future, successful self, you are creating a powerful feedback loop. You are effectively tricking your subconscious into accepting this new reality as its current truth. This triggers a cascade of congruent behaviors, attitudes, and thought patterns that naturally align with your desired outcome. It's not about pretense. It's about rehearsal. It's about building the neural pathways, establishing the mental habits, and cultivating the internal state of being that is inevitable for someone who has achieved your goal. Are you willing to embrace this powerful mental technique, to step into the shoes of your future self, even before the world confirms your transformation? The crucial understanding is that your subconscious is continuously absorbing. Every conversation, every book, every thought, every emotion you allow to dominate your mind contributes to its programming. Autosuggestion is simply taking conscious, deliberate control of this process. It is turning off the old, limiting programs of doubt and fear and installing the new, empowering programs of faith and unwavering purpose. This is not passive contemplation. It is active mental discipline. You become the vigilant guardian of your mental laboratory, permitting only those thoughts, those affirmations, and those emotional states that are in perfect harmony with your definite purpose to take root. This sustained, deliberate effort will eventually imprint your definite purpose so deeply onto your subconscious that it becomes your default operating system, your automatic pilot, tirelessly guiding you, even when your conscious mind is otherwise occupied, towards the realization of your greatest aspirations. This is the profound mechanism by which thoughts transform into things. We have meticulously laid the groundwork. We established the absolute clarity of your definite purpose, sketching every detail of your future success. We then ignited that purpose with an ardent desire, infusing it with the fervent emotional intensity required to activate your internal power. And we have begun the crucial work of programming your subconscious mind through the strategic application of autosuggestion, making your definite purpose the undeniable command of your automatic pilot. Yet even with the most brilliant blueprint, the most powerful engine, and the most precise navigation system, a journey remains purely theoretical without movement. This brings us to the fourth, absolutely non-negotiable pillar of unshakable faith: the inevitable action, persistence as the proving ground of faith. Understand this unequivocally. Faith without action is a contradiction in terms. It is a beautiful but barren thought, a magnificent vision confined solely to the realm of potential. It is merely a wish, a hope, an idle speculation that carries no power to manifest reality. The universe, in its wisdom, responds not just to belief, but to belief in motion. Your faith, no matter how profound in its internal conviction, finds its ultimate validation, its undeniable proof, only through the consistent, unwavering application of intelligent effort. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where your internal conviction translates into external manifestation. Do you believe in your goal enough to take the necessary, often challenging steps towards it, even when the path is unclear or the odds seem stacked against you? This is the true measure of your faith. Many claim to possess faith, yet their actions betray a subtle, often unconscious disbelief. They wait for a sign, for perfect conditions, for external validation before they commit fully. But the truly successful, those who command the realization of their definite purpose, understand that action is not a consequence of faith. It is an integral component of faith. Each deliberate step you take, each task you complete, each challenge you confront and overcome, serves as a powerful affirmation to your subconscious mind that your definite purpose is not merely a fantasy, but a tangible, impending reality. It is the continuous construction of the bridge between the intangible and the tangible. Every single act of disciplined effort lays another brick in the foundation of your envisioned empire. What kind of bridge are you building? One that is strong and unyielding, or one built on fragile promises and intermittent effort? The path of ambition is never linear. Obstacles will arise. Doubts will whisper. Setbacks, often disguised as outright failures, will attempt to derail your progress. This is not a sign that your faith is misplaced. On the contrary, it is an inherent part of the journey, a series of proving grounds designed to test the depth and resilience of your conviction. This is where the power of redefining no becomes paramount. A temporary defeat is never a true no to your ultimate goal. It is merely a redirection, an invitation to refine your approach, to deepen your understanding, to strengthen your resolve. The individual of unshakable faith views these apparent failures not as endpoints, but as invaluable feedback mechanisms, as crucial adjustments to the intricate navigation system you have programmed into your mind. Each failure is simply a lesson learned, a wrong turn corrected, bringing you one step closer to the inevitable destination. Are you interpreting obstacles as definitive roadblocks or as essential data points in your grand experiment of achievement? Consider the sheer, raw power of persistence. It is the unwavering determination to press on, long after the initial enthusiasm has waned, long after the comfortable path has diverged into rough terrain, long after others have abandoned their similar pursuits. Persistence is the practical manifestation of an unconquerable will. It is the deliberate, conscious choice to continue, day after day, hour after hour, until your objective is achieved. This is not blind stubbornness. It is intelligent tenacity, guided by the clarity of your purpose and the burning intensity of your desire. It is the ritual of resilience, creating daily habits that reinforce your belief system and sharpen your ability to overcome any impediment. These habits are not glamorous. They are the disciplined, often mundane actions performed consistently with an unyielding faith in their cumulative power. What small, consistent actions are you committed to taking today that will reinforce your faith and move you closer to your definite purpose? The greats understood that the moment of greatest temptation to quit often precedes the greatest breakthrough. It is in these moments of profound challenge that faith is truly forged, transforming from a mere concept into an indestructible force. Your capacity to persist in the face of overwhelming odds, to find a way where there appears to be none, to learn from every misstep and continue marching forward with undiminished resolve. This is the undeniable evidence of your unwavering faith. It communicates to your subconscious and to the universe itself that your commitment is absolute, that your definite purpose is non-negotiable. And when you communicate with such undeniable conviction through your actions, the universe conspires to meet you halfway, unlocking resources, opening doors, and revealing solutions that were previously hidden from your view. Therefore, critically examine your own patterns of action. Are you merely wishing for success, or are you relentlessly pursuing it with every fiber of your being? Does your daily routine reflect the unshakable faith you claim to possess, or does it reveal a hesitant, fragmented approach? Remember, the seeds of achievement are sown in deliberate action, watered by unwavering persistence, and harvested through the power of an unshakable faith. This is the crucible where dreams become reality. This is where the unseen becomes seen. This is the moment to move. We have meticulously established the internal architecture of success, the unwavering clarity of your definite purpose, the white-hot combustion of your ardent desire, the deliberate programming of your subconscious mind through autosuggestion, and the relentless, indispensable action of persistence that translates intention into reality. You now possess a powerful, self-contained engine for achievement. However, even the most potent individual force can be amplified, its reach extended, its impact multiplied exponentially. This brings us to the fifth, profoundly strategic pillar of unshakable faith: the effect multiplier, the alliance of minds. Consider the greatest accomplishments throughout history, the colossal undertakings that reshaped civilization. Were they the solitary triumphs of isolated geniuses? Or were they, almost invariably, the culmination of collective effort, the synergistic output of minds working in harmony towards a common, definite purpose? Napoleon Hill, the profound observer of success, identified this principle as the mastermind alliance. It is a concept rooted in the understanding that two or more minds, when united in perfect harmony and with a shared, definite purpose, generate a third mind, a force infinitely more powerful and resourceful than the sum of its individual parts. Your faith, while mighty when cultivated individually, achieves an altogether different magnitude when consciously integrated within such an alliance. Does this concept challenge your notion of individual achievement, prompting you to consider a broader, more collaborative approach to your grandest visions? This phenomenon is what I term contagious faith. Just as doubt and fear can spread through a group, undermining morale and crippling initiative, so too can an unwavering, ardently held faith propagate, infecting each member of an alliance with an amplified sense of certainty and possibility. The energy of a group, when aligned with a definite purpose and sustained by the individual faith of its members, becomes a powerful, self-reinforcing field. In this environment, individual moments of doubt are quickly overcome by the collective resolve. Challenges that might deter a single individual become mere stepping stones for the combined ingenuity and belief of the group. The shared vision acts as a beacon, constantly drawing each member back into alignment, strengthening their personal conviction through the mutual reinforcement of others who are equally committed. Have you ever experienced the electrifying power of a team where every member is absolutely committed, where the belief in success is palpable, almost tangible? This is contagious faith in action. The strategic application of this principle extends beyond mere physical association. It encompasses what I refer to as the invisible counsel. This involves mentally, and where possible physically, surrounding yourself with individuals who not only embody the faith and realization you seek, but who also resonate with the very essence of your definite purpose. These can be mentors, advisors, collaborators, or even the intellectual legacy of great minds from history, whose principles and achievements you study and internalize. The point is to deliberately curate your mental environment, populating it with voices and energies that uplift, inspire, and reinforce your own unwavering belief. When you deliberately seek out such associations, whether through direct interaction or through diligent study of their works, you are tapping into a reservoir of wisdom, experience, and, most critically, an established pattern of unwavering faith. This constant immersion in the energy of high achievement strengthens your own mental resolve, making your faith less susceptible to the corrosive effects of external skepticism or internal wavering. Are you currently surrounding yourself with individuals who elevate your faith, or those who unconsciously diminish it? Furthermore, there is a profound, often overlooked principle inherent in this alliance: the power of reciprocity of faith. This dictates that when you actively and genuinely endeavor to help others strengthen their faith in their own definite purpose, you are simultaneously, and often exponentially, reinforcing your own. This is not altruism in the traditional sense, but a strategic recognition of a universal law. By offering encouragement, by sharing insights, by providing support, and by mirroring back the potential you see in others, you are practicing the very act of cultivating faith. This continuous act of giving and receiving within an alliance creates a powerful feedback loop. As you witness the growing conviction in others, spurred by your own contributions, your own belief system is reaffirmed and fortified. Your mind perceives the tangible evidence of faith working through your influence, thus strengthening your own core conviction. It is a virtuous cycle. The more you contribute to the collective pool of faith, the deeper and more unshakable your personal well of faith becomes. This alliance of minds, whether formal or informal, physical or mental, acts as a powerful deterrent against the insidious forces of doubt and fear. It provides a constant source of inspiration, a sounding board for ideas, and a collective intelligence to navigate complex challenges. When you find yourself wavering, the collective faith of your alliance acts as an anchor, pulling you back towards your definite purpose. When you encounter a seemingly insurmountable obstacle, the combined ingenuity and diverse perspectives of your alliance can swiftly generate innovative solutions that a solitary mind might overlook. It is the practical application of synergy, where the whole truly becomes greater than the sum of its parts. Your individual faith provides the initial spark, but the alliance of minds provides the sustained, powerful current that can light up the darkest paths and propel you towards monumental achievements. Are you ready to seek out and cultivate such a powerful alliance, transforming your individual pursuit into a shared, unstoppable force? We have journeyed through the foundational pillars, charting your definite purpose with surgical precision, igniting it with an ardent, all-consuming desire, programming your subconscious mind as your unwavering automatic pilot, demonstrating your commitment through relentless, intelligent action and persistence, and amplifying your power through the strategic alliance of minds. You have built a formidable internal and external support system for your unshakable faith. Yet despite these meticulously constructed defenses, there remains an inevitable, ever-present challenge: the subtle, insidious whispers of doubt. This brings us to the sixth and critically important pillar: the shield against doubt, strategies for silencing the internal skeptic. Understand that doubt is not an anomaly. It is an inherent part of the human experience, a natural mechanism that serves both as a protective filter and, paradoxically, as a potential catalyst for growth. The journey of achievement, by its very nature, demands that you step beyond the familiar, venture into the unknown, and challenge established norms. Such ventures inherently trigger caution, hesitation, and introspection. The challenge is not to eradicate doubt entirely, an impossible and perhaps undesirable task, but to learn to recognize it, understand its origins, and most importantly, to disarm its power to sabotage your progress. How do you transform this internal adversary into an unexpected ally, or at the very least, render it harmless? Consider doubt not as a destructive force to be feared, but as a sophisticated internal radar system. When you feel those familiar pangs of uncertainty, those questions creeping into the edges of your conviction, it is often a signal. It can be a signal that you are indeed pushing your boundaries, that you are entering uncharted territory where the comfortable certainties of the past no longer apply. This is, in fact, a confirmation that you are on the right path, venturing outside your comfort zone, which is precisely where all true growth and extraordinary achievement reside. The absence of doubt might, ironically, indicate a lack of sufficient ambition. The crucial distinction lies in how you interpret and respond to this radar signal. Do you allow it to paralyze you with fear and retreat to the safety of the known, or do you perceive it as an alert, prompting you to analyze, adapt, and reinforce your strategy? This leads directly to the practice of analyzing doubt. Rather than succumbing to its vague, often overwhelming emotional grip, subject each specific doubt to the rigorous scrutiny of logic and fact. Most doubts, when stripped of their emotional overlay, are revealed to be irrational fears, built upon assumptions rather than evidence or exaggerations of potential risks. Ask yourself, what specific evidence supports this doubt? Is this fear based on past failures that are not truly analogous to my current situation? What is the absolute worst-case scenario, and how would I respond to it? By systematically dissecting your doubts, you often find that their power dissipates under the light of rational inquiry. You begin to differentiate between constructive caution, which leads to intelligent risk mitigation, and paralyzing anxiety, which leads to inaction. This analytical approach transforms doubt from a vague, debilitating feeling into a manageable problem to be solved or a false alarm to be dismissed. Furthermore, to effectively build your shield against doubt, you must proactively construct the evidence bank of faith. Your mind, particularly the conscious, critical part, requires proof. It seeks validation. While the subconscious accepts what you feed it, the conscious mind benefits immensely from tangible evidence of your growing power and progress. Start intentionally collecting and celebrating every small victory, every successful manifestation, every challenge overcome, no matter how minor it may seem. This could be a new connection made, a small financial win, a positive feedback received, a new skill mastered, or even simply maintaining a disciplined routine for a full week. Each of these instances is a deposit into your personal evidence bank, a concrete data point that proves to your conscious mind that your principles are working, that your faith is indeed manifesting results. When a significant doubt arises, you can then draw upon this accumulated evidence, reminding yourself, I've overcome X before, I've manifested Y in the past, my principles work. This tangible proof strengthens your conviction, solidifying your belief system against the corrosive acid of doubt and empowering you to proceed with renewed confidence. Therefore, understand that doubt is not a sign of weakness, but a natural challenge that accompanies any significant endeavor. The true master of faith does not suppress doubt, but rather engages with it strategically. They use it as a radar to ensure they are pushing boundaries, they analyze its specific components to disarm its irrational fears, and they continuously build an internal evidence bank to reinforce their conscious conviction. By developing these strategies, you transform doubt from a potential saboteur into a vigilant guardian, ensuring that your path forward is not only courageous, but also intelligently navigated. Your inner skeptic, once a source of paralysis, becomes a valuable internal consultant, helping you to refine your strategy, strengthen your resolve, and ultimately fortify your unshakable faith. We have meticulously traversed the landscape of human achievement, dissecting the very essence of what separates the dreamers from the doers, the hopeful from the conquerors. We embarked upon this profound journey by first charting the precise course of your ambition, establishing with unyielding clarity your definite purpose, painting every detail of your desired reality onto the canvas of your mind. We then ignited this vision with the raw, untamed energy of an ardent desire, a burning, unquenchable fire that transformed mere aspiration into a consuming passion. From there, we delved into the hallowed chambers of your own intellect, revealing how to engineer your mind, using the profound science of autosuggestion to program your subconscious, making it the tireless, infallible automatic pilot steering you inexorably towards your chosen destiny. We then recognized that even the most brilliant internal programming requires external validation through consistent, disciplined effort, embracing persistence not as a burden, but as the undeniable proving ground where faith transforms into tangible reality. And understanding the synergistic power of human connection, we explored the exponential amplification gained through the alliance of minds, where individual conviction converges to create an unstoppable collective force. Finally, we equipped you with the vital strategies to construct your shield against doubt, transforming the insidious internal skeptic into a valuable radar, analyzing its signals to refine your course rather than allowing it to paralyze your will. Now, pause and reflect upon the immense power you have consciously assembled, piece by deliberate piece. Each pillar, robust and essential in its own right, interlocks with the others, forming an impregnable fortress of conviction around your most cherished ambitions. You are no longer merely hoping for a favorable outcome. You are orchestrating it. You are no longer passively wishing for abundance. You are actively commanding its arrival. This integrated understanding of faith is not some fleeting philosophy. It is a profound universal law, a precise methodology for conscious creation. Have you truly grasped the monumental implications of these principles? Do you perceive the profound shift from being a spectator in your own life to becoming the master architect of your future? You, by virtue of your inherent capacity for thought and the focused application of these principles, are not born to be small. You are not destined for mediocrity. The universe, in its infinite potential, reflects back to you precisely what you project with unwavering conviction and consistent action. This faith, as we have redefined it, is not a blind leap into the unknown, a desperate prayer in the face of uncertainty. No, it is a deliberate, conscious walk, a meticulously planned expedition towards what you know to be possible. And you know it is possible because you have first constructed it in every vivid detail within the inviolable sanctuary of your own mind. You have seen it, felt it, believed it, and consistently acted upon it, making its manifestation an inevitability rather than a mere possibility. This is the profound difference between the vague, passive hope that characterizes the masses and the unshakable certainty that defines the truly successful few. The time for hesitation, for mere contemplation, is past. The knowledge has been laid bare. The map has been meticulously drawn. The tools have been placed squarely within your grasp. What separates those who merely understand these truths from those who harness them to reshape their world is the courage to begin, the discipline to persist, and the unwavering conviction to see it through. It requires a conscious decision to move beyond the comfortable inertia of what is, and to step boldly into the magnificent realm of what can be. It demands that you take the profound leap from merely wishing for a better future to actively, intelligently, and persistently constructing it. It requires you to stop identifying with your past limitations and to fully embrace the boundless potential that resides within your present, active mind. The raw material of your dreams now awaits your masterful touch. The unformed potential yearns for your command. Your latent capabilities hunger for expression. Do you hear the silent call of your destiny, urging you to rise, to apply these principles, to manifest the extraordinary life you were meant to live? It is not an external force that will ignite this potential. It is your own conscious will, your deliberate choice to act. The true measure of your conviction lies not in intellectual assent, but in immediate, sustained application. This is not about hoping for good fortune. It is about becoming the very embodiment of good fortune through the consistent exercise of these universal laws. This is about transforming yourself into an unstoppable force, a magnet for your definite purpose. Your personal masterpiece awaits its creation. The grand design of your life, the extraordinary legacy you are meant to leave, is not a distant, elusive dream. It is a waiting reality, poised to materialize once you activate, with unyielding resolve, the unshakable force that resides within you, fueled by these timeless principles. Now, the final, pivotal question. Will you merely admire the map, or will you embark upon the journey? Will you leave your masterpiece as an unpainted vision, or will you pick up the brush of purposeful action and begin to bring it to vibrant life? The choice, as always, is profoundly, irrevocably yours. We have meticulously constructed the formidable internal architecture of success, piece by deliberate piece. The unyielding clarity of your definite purpose, the white-hot combustion of your ardent desire, the deliberate programming of your subconscious mind through autosuggestion, the relentless action and persistence that translates intention into reality, the exponential amplification gained through the alliance of minds, and the strategic cultivation of a shield against doubt. Your inner landscape is now a finely tuned machine, primed for manifestation. Yet, even with all these forces marshaled, how does the unseen mechanism of opportunity truly reveal itself? How do you perceive the very pathways that lead to your definite purpose when they might have been invisible before? This brings us to the seventh, profoundly insightful pillar, the antenna of opportunity, cultivating intuition and recognizing synchronicity. Consider your mind, now meticulously programmed with your definite purpose and charged with ardent desire, not just as an engine, but as a highly sophisticated receiving and transmitting station. When your internal frequencies are clear, unburdened by doubt, and precisely tuned to your desired outcome, you begin to perceive signals that were always present in the ether of possibility, but previously went unnoticed, dismissed, or simply unheard amidst the static of indecision and fear. This is not some mystical phenomenon. It is a profound principle of focused awareness. Your subconscious mind, now fully impressed with your purpose, acts as an unconscious filter, sifting through the vast amounts of sensory information available to you and highlighting precisely those elements that are relevant to your goal. What once appeared as random noise now reveals itself as a coherent message, a specific invitation, a critical piece of the puzzle you are assembling. Are you consciously tuning your mental antenna, or are you allowing it to drift aimlessly, picking up whatever random signals happen to pass by? This phenomenon is the very essence of cultivating intuition. Intuition is not a mystical gift bestowed upon a select few. It is a highly refined form of subconscious processing. It is your mind, having absorbed vast amounts of information related to your definite purpose, often below the threshold of conscious awareness, presenting you with a sudden insight, a profound hunch, an undeniable inner knowing that directs you towards a particular action, a specific person, or a timely resource. It often manifests as a quiet, persistent inner voice, a feeling in your gut, or a sudden flash of clarity. The more intensely and consistently you impress your definite purpose upon your subconscious, and the more you act in alignment with it, the sharper and more reliable this intuitive guidance becomes. It is the intelligent, silent partnership between your conscious will and your subconscious power, working in perfect harmony to illuminate your path. Do you listen to these subtle whispers of your inner wisdom, or do you habitually dismiss them in favor of purely logical, often limited analysis? Furthermore, as your mental antenna becomes exquisitely tuned, you will begin to observe the fascinating phenomenon of synchronicity. These are not mere coincidences, but deeply meaningful, improbable occurrences that appear to align perfectly with your definite purpose. You might randomly encounter the exact person you needed to meet, overhear a conversation that provides a critical piece of information, stumble upon a book that holds a hidden key, or receive an unexpected offer that precisely matches a long-held need. These synchronous events are not accidents. They are the external reflections of your internal alignment, the universe responding in kind to the powerful, focused energy you are emitting. They are affirmations that your faith is not only active, but is actively orchestrating the very fabric of your reality. Recognizing these synchronicities is not merely a matter of observation, it is an act of reinforcing your faith, acknowledging that the invisible forces are indeed conspiring in your favor. It strengthens your conviction, providing tangible proof that your internal world is indeed shaping your external experience. However, the antenna of opportunity, no matter how sensitive, and the insights of intuition, no matter how profound, are useless without responsive action. These are not passive signals to be merely contemplated. They are direct invitations to move. When intuition strikes or synchronicity presents itself, there is often a powerful, yet fleeting, window of opportunity. Delay, hesitation, or overthinking can cause these crucial moments to dissipate, leaving you to wonder what might have been. The individual of unshakable faith understands that these signals are calls to immediate, decisive action. They act on their hunches, pursue the leads that present themselves, and embrace the unexpected convergences with courageous certainty. This is not recklessness. It is a disciplined responsiveness, a trust in the guidance that arises from their deeply programmed subconscious. It is the understanding that the universe provides the breadcrumbs, but you must be willing to pick them up and follow the trail. Therefore, cultivate a deep reverence for your inner knowing. Make it a daily practice to quiet the external noise, to listen intently to the subtle nudges and insights that emerge from within. Pay close attention to the seemingly random occurrences in your life, seeking the patterns, the connections, the deeper meaning that aligns with your definite purpose. And when these moments of intuitive clarity or synchronous alignment appear, act swiftly and decisively, knowing that these are the universe's direct responses to your unwavering faith. Your mind, through the combined power of conscious focus and subconscious programming, becomes an intricate sensor, a beacon both attracting and guiding you towards the realization of your definite purpose. This is the art of navigating the invisible currents of opportunity, transforming the latent potential of the universe into the undeniable reality of your creation. We have journeyed through the intricate architecture of achievement, systematically assembling each vital component. The surgical precision of your definite purpose, the white-hot combustion of your ardent desire, the deliberate programming of your subconscious mind through autosuggestion, the relentless action and persistence that transforms intention into reality, the exponential amplification gained through the alliance of minds, the strategic cultivation of a shield against doubt, and the fine-tuning of your mental antenna to perceive intuition and recognize synchronicity. Your internal world is now a meticulously engineered system, perfectly aligned for manifestation. But what happens once the promise is fulfilled, once your definite purpose materializes, once the unseen becomes undeniably seen? This brings us to the 10th and perhaps most fulfilling pillar of unshakable faith, the living manifestation, the perpetual reinforcement and expansion of unshakable faith. Understand that the achievement of your definite purpose is not an endpoint. It is, in fact, a glorious new beginning, a powerful validation of the universal principles you have meticulously applied. Each materialized goal serves as irrefutable evidence, a tangible testament to the efficacy of your unshakable faith. It acts as a profound reinforcement, a direct communication to both your conscious and subconscious mind that the system works, that your beliefs are potent, and that your efforts are divinely guided. This is not mere satisfaction. It is a deepening of conviction, a quantum leap in your understanding of your own creative power. It solidifies your personal evidence bank, not with small victories, but with grand, undeniable triumphs, making your faith an even more potent, unassailable force. Do you truly appreciate the profound, self-perpetuating nature of this process? This reinforcement triggers a powerful, self-sustaining cycle. Manifestation breeds deeper faith. Having witnessed your thoughts transform into tangible reality, your capacity for belief expands exponentially. The boundaries of what you perceive as possible begin to recede, replaced by a boundless horizon of new, even more audacious aspirations. The very act of achieving your purpose instills an unwavering confidence, a deep internal knowing that you are capable of even greater feats. This is the natural progression of mastery. Once one summit is conquered, the next, higher peak comes into view, beckoning with its promise of new challenges and grander accomplishments. Your faith, once tested and proven, becomes an even more formidable instrument, capable of tackling complexities and scales that once seemed unfathomable. This perpetual reinforcement leads inevitably to the expansion of purpose. The individual who has successfully manifested a significant goal rarely rests on their laurels. Instead, their elevated state of being, their expanded consciousness, naturally gives rise to new, larger visions. The desire to create, to contribute, to achieve is inherent in the human spirit, and once unleashed and proven effective through the power of unshakable faith, it seeks ever greater expression. Your definite purpose, once fulfilled, becomes the foundation upon which even grander ambitions are built. This is not restless seeking. It is the natural evolution of a powerful, conscious creator, continuously challenging their own limits and expanding their sphere of influence. It is the recognition that the tools of creation are now sharpened, and their application can be directed towards ever-increasing levels of impact and contribution. However, with this profound power comes an inherent responsibility of mastery. The ability to consciously manifest your desires is not a trivial gift. It is a sacred trust. It demands continued discipline, conscious intention, and a commitment to utilizing this power for the highest good, not only for yourself, but for the broader tapestry of life. This means maintaining the vigilance over your thoughts, continuing the practice of autosuggestion, sustaining the ardency of your desire, persisting in the face of new challenges, and continually seeking alliances that elevate collective consciousness. The work of faith is never truly done because the potential for creation, for growth, for contribution is infinite. It is a continuous journey of self-mastery and conscious creation, requiring that you remain an active, engaged participant in the sculpting of your reality. Therefore, understand that the ultimate reward of unshakable faith is not merely the attainment of a single goal, but the profound, life-altering transformation of your identity. You move from being one who hopes for success to one who expects it, from one who wishes for change to one who commands it. You become a living, breathing testament to the power of the human spirit, a beacon for others, demonstrating what is truly possible when thought, emotion, and action are harmonized under the unwavering banner of faith. This is the ultimate fulfillment of the promise, the unveiling of your new reality, and the powerful, inspiring launchpad for an endlessly unfolding future of creation and achievement. Embrace this profound transformation, for you are now not just a believer, but a proven manifester, ready to shape your world with deliberate, unshakable faith, one magnificent creation at a time.